Okay, beauties, we are going to do the electric multichromes. So I already did the Earth Vibrant multichromes in a different video. It's tagged in the comments below. And today we're going to do the electric ones, which are the top two rows. Without further ado, let's start. But before I start, don't forget to press the like button if you enjoy this kind of content. And if you're not subscribed to my channel already, press the subscribe button for more content like this. Now let's go. Okay, beauties, getting started with the first one. This is Motif. I'm going to swatch them on the back of my hand. I think I realized that's the best place to swatch. It definitely shows the curvature. So let's do this. And quickly mentioning under the sign, I see a little bit of a purple effect, purple pink effect, and in the shade I pretty much see seafoam. Let's do this. Yep. Very, very beautiful glittery effect. Definitely purple from this angle, and it goes into seafoam, sort of a seafoam green. This color does not look super opaque. I think you would be able to see your skin color from under it, but I wouldn't be surprised if over a different color base, it's going to give you a different effect. I moved things a little bit so that I can show you the color also in the shade. So more or less the same effect. I see sort of glitteriness again, and I feel like I'm saying this in every swatch video. There is no glitter, like crunchy glitter, that is unsafe for the eye, and I don't know of any Clionadh shade, in fact, that has actual glitter in it. Even if they have glitter in the name, I don't think they're not eye safe. They're pretty smooth, and they might have like tiny speckles and particles, but not like actual crunchy glitter that could harm your eyes. So if I ever use the term glitter pretty much any time in my channel, that's the type of glitter I'm talking about, because I don't really use glitters on my eyes myself. But yeah, so you do see sort of a glittery effect, like tiny speckles that are bright and beautiful. I love the purple shift, and then I love the seafoam green that I see, but honestly, I don't see a lot of shifts. From this angle, I see a little bit more green, but other than that, beautiful color. Let's not get too distracted with this color to make sure we have time. This next one is Oriel. So from this angle, I don't know what you guys see. I don't really see a gold. I see more of just a yellowy, like silvery crust on top. And then obviously a pink base. Not a whole lot of like variety of shades. Let's quickly do the swatch. So under the sign, again, I see the pink base, sort of a magenta pink base. I see green at the very end and the purple for the top one. Greeny, sort of goldy at the end. A lot of glittery effect. Again, this shade also looks like it is pretty transparent, so you should be able to use a different color base under it. Look at my fingers. Yeah, beautiful. When I do this, I see gold, like goldy orange. In the shade, kind of the same thing again. But when I do this, I see more of an orange shift, and when I do this, I see more of a green shift in the crust on top with a obviously sort of a pinky base. So this was Oriel. The next color we're talking about is Mural. Yeah, I've heard a lot about this color. I've also seen this color supported in the nail lacquers, and I almost purchased it. I added it to cart and then I removed it. But ladies and gents, that color is going to be mine one day. In one of these sales, it was just not this one because I already purchased a whole lot more. So from this angle, I see a lot of gold glittery effect. And then obviously I see a green base. That is the color on my finger. These are a little, I want to say powdery compared to say Regal that I swatched yesterday. Regal was like very, very creamy and smooth. Happy accident that I swatched yesterday. Also, I'll tag those prior swatches in the description box below. Those were very, very creamy, but this is a little powdery, and I think the powderiness is literally the tiny speckles that are in it. You see like these are what's making it powdery. So in the sun, I see more of a gold glitter with a light green base. But if I do this, and maybe this is how it shows in the shade, I see a copper shift, like a coppery glittery shift with the sort of a seafoam greeny base. This is a beautiful color again. I definitely am going to own the nail lacquer. One of these days, one of these sales, I'm gonna buy the nail lacquers, everybody. The electric vibrant nail lacquers, I mean. Let me do this again to make sure all the shifts are obvious. Yeah, I even see, I don't know if I mentioned this, I see more of a tealy shift when I do this. Maybe the camera captures it. Again, everyone, this was Mural. And this one is Signet. So like this, I actually see kind of a very light greeny shift. Maybe the camera is not capturing it. I can't see in the viewfinders what you guys are seeing. But from this angle, obviously a pink. Again, not too much gold. I see more of like a silvery kind of effect. Let's swatch it. So this is, I don't know if, I feel like the sun is so bright, it's difficult to see. Let me swatch it here. So I see a pink base. When I do this, I see a green glittery effect. I hope you can see all of the different glitters because I see very light green one for this one, gold for this one, sort of silver for this one, and then purple for the last one. Beautiful colors, a magenta base. The base is a little bit more muted down than this one. Yeah, and from some angles, I don't see the green effect. It's kind of gone, and I just see sort of silver instead of green. Let's make sure I show you all this in the shade as well. Again, beauties, in case I forgot to mention, I am wearing Forge, which is a Clionadh nail lacquer on my nails. And these are all also part of the sale. They're 20% off. If you're interested in them, go and check them out. The next one up is Nielo. So from this angle, I see teal, sort of a darkish teal, of course, sort of glittery darkish teal. And more or less from the other angle, it's kind of difficult to see what kind of shifts this color is gonna have. Let's test. This is also kind of powdery. Okay, I'm seeing some purpley base. I believe I also have the nail lacquer for this one, which is so beautiful. Okay, beauties, I'm now seeing all the different shifts of this color, and it is divine. So there is sort of a purpley base, or kind of a muted down darkish base, maybe a gray base I can call it. And then you see the crust that is teal from this angle. From this angle I see teal, from this angle I kind of see green going into what I see is gold. You all see the gold? Yeah, and it kind of, the base kind of looks purple from this angle. This is a beautiful shade. Beauties, I believe I have a nail lacquer of this one as well, and I love the nail lacquer. Oh my goodness, I should wear it. This just makes me want to wear it. Beautiful, beautiful shade. This is also not super opaque. Let's bring it in the shades. Let's make sure it's zooming on my hand. So the shifts are even more obvious in the shade. I'm hoping you're seeing the gold there and then the teal there. Very beautiful color. I now want to use this color more often. The next color we have is Rayonnant. Rayonnant in French means radiating. Clionadh, if you all don't know, is a Canadian brand. Obviously, French is an official language of Canada, so a lot of the names are in French. So from this angle, hopefully you can see it in the video, I see a gold with maybe a hint of green, like similar to some of the green we saw in the other shades. And then from this angle, I see purple, purpley pinky base. Let's do this one. Also, beauties, this one started a little powdery and I felt the same thing with this one, but it turned into a very, very creamy color. So I'm hoping this would do the same. Let's see. Looks beautiful on my finger. Looks like one of those super pretty colors that goes from like a purple to gold. These colors generally look very good on me. Okay, let's first take a look at it in the sun. I definitely see goldy greeny shift and then teal shift over there, very glittery. Maybe the camera is not capturing the glittery effect, but they're super glittery looking. And then I see again, I don't know if it's a purpley base or just a purple color, very similar to the base of the other color that I swatched. And then when I do this, I see pink purple, like definitely a pink, and the gold green at the very end. Beautiful colors. Let's take a look at them in the shade. Oof, these colors are so, so, so beautiful. Love it. Okay, beauties, the next one is the Emblem. From this angle, I kind of see gold going into, I don't know, I kind of see pinky, purpley effect. When I do this, you all see that? When I create a shade, I see a different color, but the base looks kind of sea foamy green. Let's try this one and see. So this one was Emblem. Yeah, that's the color on my finger. In terms of texture, it's similar to the other two that I already have on my hand. Okay, the base for this one is not as dark as the base for the other two. The base remains to be just that grainy color, but then it has a gold shift from this angle and a pinky shift from this angle. Beauties, I feel like I keep saying lucid lavender, but this is yet another color that kind of reminds me of that, because that color also is a teal going into a purple. So I feel like anytime we're going to see a teal to purple, I'm going to remind you all of lucid lavender. So just quickly looking at these, yeah, the glitter effect that we see in the sun is gold, and then we see purple, a little bit of green gold at the end. Beautiful colors. And then in the shade, making sure we're capturing all the shifts, beautiful shifts. I see more or less the same shifts in the shade. In case I didn't mention, this color also looks not fully opaque. I think you can get a different effect if you use it over a darker base. So this was Emblem. The next color we have is Quest. This also looks like a beautiful color. Any purple to gold shift is something that I like, and I see kind of pink from this angle. So I see a gold crust going into a very pinky color. And similarly, when I hold my hand here, I definitely see more pink. Yeah, beautiful color. It looks like it has a deep purple base. Let's test this one as well. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, everyone, I see the dark purple base still with a hint of very muted down gold. This is beautiful. This is such a romantic purple. And then, of course, I see the pink. Hopefully the camera's capturing that. This color also looks like it could be used over a darker base for a different effect. It's not feeling like an opaque color. Yeah, I feel like you should be able to see all of these shifts. So beautiful. Okay, brought my hand in the shade. Let's see what we can capture here. Yep, more or less the same kind of effect. I love the pink here and the pink there. And of course the pink there, pretty much the same effect as what I see in the sun. Hopefully the camera captured all the shifts. They're very beautiful, more or less the same shifts that you see in the sun, but of course in the sun you see a lot more glitteriness. Okay, beauties, our next color is Cinder. This looks more smooth than the other ones, but it might just be perspective, I don't know. From this angle, I see copper going into sort of a pinkish red. And I do see a hint of gold. Of course, when you mix gold with red, you get copper. So that is probably why I see gold and copper. Let's do this. Does not look like Cinder at all. Again, not a fully opaque color. I see a beautiful copper shift on top with a pink, very like pinky base, and maybe a little bit of gold at the edges. And then I see the pink very obvious when I do this. Let me see if I can change the color by holding my hand here. Let's do it in the shade. Yeah, so more pink like this. Maybe more copper like that. Let's go into the next color. This one is Hilt. I also have the lacquer for this one and I love it. I think I've even worn it in some of my to buy or not to buys. I'll link them below if you're curious what the lacquers look like. From this angle, I see a goldy crust, and then obviously it has a light blue base. When I do this, I see pink. So there's a pink in there somewhere. Let's bring it out. Beautiful, beautiful color, beauties. Of course, when you mix gold with blue, you get a hint of green. Let's do this. So I'm starting to feel the creaminess of this shade. Very creamy. Under the sun, it's easier to see the blue base, like seafoamy blue or baby blue base. with a gold shift on top. And then when I do this, I see a very mild pink, maybe even coppery kind of a color. Hopefully the camera's capturing the shift, and this is such a beautiful Barbie pink. I had to say that because Barbie's everywhere these days. And bringing it in the shade, more or less the same kind of transformations in the shade. Of course, a little bit less glittery because you don't have the sun directly on them, but beautiful shifts. Love it. Love this color. So this was Hilt. Okay, beauties, the next color is Tessera. Honestly, I kind of see more or less the same things I saw in Hilt. I'm curious to see how it's different. I see gold from this angle. I see blue from this angle, the blue base. When I do this, I see pink, and I think you all can see the pink. Let's swatch it and see how different it is. I think the base is more blue. I think Hilt was a little bit more seafoam than blue. Yeah, so this one is definitely more blue, and the pink effect is just more bold. So when I do this, it looks more similar to Hilt from the angle at least that I'm looking at it, but Hilt has more of a coppery, very super yellow goldy shift, whereas this color has more of a silvery shift. And then from this angle, completely different shifts. So Hilt had a copper shift, and this one has a very purple almost shift, like pinky purple kind of a shift. Beautiful color though. And in the shade, you can also see that the bases are not exactly the same color. Hilt is a little bit more seafoam blue. This one is more sky blue. Beautiful colors, beauties. Again, this one was Tessera. Okay, everyone, last but not least, we have Flashed Glass. So this color from this angle, I see a little bit of a gold over sort of a magenta purple. Let's try and see what we get. Okay, from the swatch, I see a little bit of a copper in the swatch, so I'm hoping to have a copper shift there as well. Let's do this. By the way, beauties, as I was editing the other video, I noticed that I could even see more shifts in the video than I could see in real life, and I think part of it is because of the angle of the sun, the angle of the camera. I might not be able to see under the sun, but it might be more obvious in the video, just saying. So again, this last color is Flashed Glass. Hopefully the camera's capturing it. I generally see less obvious shifts with it, at least under the sun, than the other two, Hilt and Tessera. So this one has a magenta purpley base, and the glittery effect over it is a little bit of a copper when I do this. And when I do this, it's a little bit more pink. But maybe it's mixed with the actual base color, which is why it's not super obvious. These two were super obvious because the colors are so distinct, the base color versus the color of the glittery effect. This is still a beautiful color, so yeah, there is a lot of glittery effect for these if you're wearing them on your eyes. And then bringing them in the shade, more or less the same kind of effect. Again, I do see some pink at the end. The colors, if I want to compare them, this is more pink purple, the color that I see at the end here, compared to these ones. This is more pink purple. When I do this, same, I see pink, purple. Yeah, I can't see a whole lot of shifts in this color. As I said, maybe I'll see more shifts in the video. So pretty much all of these colors are kind of transparent. I think they can be used over a darker base or a colorful base for a different effect. Okay, beauties, this was everything for our electric multichromes. Again, this last one was flashed glass. I still have a few more bundles to go in terms of swatching for you all. Thanks again for being here with me. If you enjoy these kinds of videos, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing to my channel. Maybe you can write a comment letting me know that you're enjoying these kinds of videos, or if there's any particular thing you want me to swatch for you, you can also ask for that in the comments below. I love you all. Have an amazing day, and until next time, beauties, bye.